Mocha Baelim Madonna Mikamocha Nedar Bakodesh Nora Tehilo Osef Eleh Nora Tehilo Osef
Welcome, everyone. Come on in. Shabbat Shalom. All right, my friends, I feel like it's been a long time since you've been here because you've forgotten what to do. When I say Shabbat Shalom, you say Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Beautiful. Very nice. So we're going to start today on page 10, and we're going to welcome each other with the words of Hine Matov. And this is a kind of new one, so Rob is going to help teach it to us. So we hope you'll sing along.
So I'll sing through the chorus the first time, and then we'll kind of dissect it. So it goes like this. Yananai yananai hine matov. Yananai yananai umanayim. Yananai yananai shevet achim. Shevet achim gam yachad. So that's how the chorus goes. So let's just take it line by line. If you feel inclined to sing along and learn a new song. Here we go. Yananai yananai hine matov. Your turn, repeat that. Yananai yananai hine matov. Umanayim next time. Yananai yananai umanayim. Your turn. Yananai yananai umanayim. Let's repeat that again. Yananai yananai umanayim. Sounds good. Let's keep going. Yananai yananai shevet achim. Your turn. Yananai yananai shevet achim. That's easy. Here we go. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Your turn. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Yananai, Yananai, Hine Matov. Yananai, Yananai, Umanayim. Yananai, Yananai, Shevet Achim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Let's light up the world. Oh, brothers and sisters, together with peace and love, bring light to the world. Oh, sisters and brothers, and sing Ine Matov. Yananai, Yananai, Ine Matov. Yananai, Yananai, Umanayim. Shevet Achim. Yananai, Yananai, Shevet Achim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Let's light up the world. Oh, brothers and sisters, together with peace and love, bring light to the world. Oh, sisters and brothers, and sing Hine Matov. Last time. Yananai, Yananai, Hine Matov. Yananai, Yananai, Umanayim. Shevet Achim. Yananai, Yananai, Shevet Achim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Beautiful.
So I often say at the beginning of services that I know that people come here for many different reasons, and that is true tonight as it is any other night. But tonight we have lots and lots of different reasons we come here, because not only is it Shabbat, but tonight we're also celebrating Tu B'Shvat, which is the birthday of the trees, which happened this week on the Hebrew calendar. And we're also celebrating Shabbat Shira, which is something that I'll talk about a little bit more later, but it is a special Shabbat where we are really supposed to experience song and music in a different time than any other Shabbat of the year. So we are going to have some new songs tonight. Don't be scared. You can always just listen, or you can try and sing along. So this next one is one that that Rabbi Michael and I often sing these words with you, but this is a new tune. It's on page 10, and it is Yedid Nefesh. But this is a little bit of a different melody, so try it out.
Yedid Nefesh, Avarachaman, Avarachaman, Mishochatecha, Euretzonecha, Euretzonecha. Yedid Nefesh, Avarachaman, Avarachaman, Mishochatecha, Euretzonecha, Euretzonecha. Yarutz Abdecha, Kimo al yad yishtachaveh el mul adarecha. Yedid nefesh, Avarachaman, Avarachaman, Mishochatecha, Euretzonecha, Euretzonecha.
So in addition to all of the various holidays that we are celebrating this Shabbat, we are also celebrating the fact that Sloan Corson is becoming bat mitzvah tomorrow morning. And so, yes, So, in anticipation of that special moment, it is my pleasure to call up Sloan and her brothers Spencer and Graham and her parents Emily and Josh to help us with our candle lighting and our Kiddush and Motzi. Candles first. So light them first. Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. Beautiful. All right. You want to lift the Kiddush now? You still have another few years, my friend. All right. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. It is just juice. Everyone is always so concerned. It is just juice. All right. Let you unwrap the holiday. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. All right, it doesn't count unless someone eats it. So I'll ask you now, if you will, please turn to page 28 and rise, and we'll call each other to worship with the words of the Baruch Hu.
Yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai. Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai. Yai dai 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 dai.
On page 33, as you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. And we join in Shema on 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Shem Kavod, Shem Kavod Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kavod, Shem Kavod Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam Va'ed.
Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da.
Please be seated. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשופך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות להם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. On 39, standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there's a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there's no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together, and singing the words that we read in this week's Torah portion, the Michamocha.
Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Michamocha,
Michamocha ba'elim Adonai, Michamocha neder b'kodesh, Torah tehilot osef eleh, Torah tehilot osef eleh.
Yai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai.
Michamocha we sing every single time we come together in prayer, even though it's really from this week's Torah portion. But at different services, we always follow up that prayer with something different, depending on the time of day. In the evening, we offer this prayer called Hashkivenu. It says, God, wherever our freedom may take us, may we always still feel that we have God's protection over us, spreading over us a Sukkat Shalom, a sukkah of peace. And so we sing those words, Hashkivenu, on page 42.
Hashkifenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamitenu shomreinu v'chayim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim.
Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. I know that even though it is Sloane's bat mitzvah tomorrow, that we have a number of friends who are here tonight who are getting ready for their b'nai mitzvah. So in a moment, we are going to turn to tefillah. If you happen to be one of those students who feels comfortable, knows tefillah, don't worry if you aren't. That's okay. But if you do happen to be one of those students who feels comfortable leading this and wants to come up and help, please do. And we are all going to rise together on 46. Sorry, tefillah is also avot and gevurot, 7th graders. Many names for the same prayer. Adonai sefatai tiftach nufi agita yilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzhak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomer Chasadim Tovim Vekonei Hakol Vezocher Chasei Avot V'Imahot Umevi Geula Livnei B'neihem Lema'an Shemo Ba'ahava Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai Mechayeh hakol atah Rav lehoshia Mechakel chayim b'chesed Mechayeh hakol b'rachamim rabim Somech noflim v'rofech olim Umatzir asurim Umekayem emunato Lishanei afar Michamocha ba'al gevurot Umito melech Melech meimit umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman atah lechayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai mechayeh hakol. Please be seated, and we have to give special bonus points to all the post-B'nai Mitzvah students who keep coming back and supporting their classmates. You guys are amazing. So we're going to turn now in our prayer books all the way to page 253. Here we're just going to take a moment And think of everyone who is in our community who cannot be here now because they are in need of some sort of healing prayers. And so if there's someone who you're thinking of at this time who could use some healing and would appreciate knowing that their names were being shared here, I'd invite you to share them now. Thinking too of Arlene Alper, and we're glad that Rabbi Michael is there with you tonight. We're thinking of Eric Ash and Glenn Figgis, of Carl Greenberg and Linda Lander, of Drew Patchen, of Harriet Snyder and Daniel Trent, of Lisi Weinstein and David Wool. So for all of them and for all of us, we sing the Mishabera. Mishabera Avotenu Mikor Abracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor abracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Oh, say shalom, bimroma. Oh, say shalom, bimroma. Uya ase shalom. Uya ase shalom. Uya ase shalom. Aleinu.
May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, say shalom. Bimroma. Oh, say shalom. Bimroma. Huya ase shalom. Huya ase shalom. Huya ase shalom. Aleinu. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. My friends, tonight we're going to start with a hypothetical situation. Let's say that someone told you that you were going to have to leave your home. And not just your house, but your town, your country. You can bring your family with you, but you are going to have to leave. And wherever you're going, you don't know where it will be, but you're going to be going there by foot. And you know that wherever it is, they're probably not going to have food. They're probably not going to have water. They're definitely not going to have Wi-Fi. And you have 18 minutes to decide what to pack. What are you going to take? Yes, Hudson. Yeah, come on. Oh, sorry, this is the audience participation part. Did I not tell you that? Food, excellent. All right, food, phew. Hudson is going to eat. The rest of you, not so much. Anyone else? You know what? A little comfort is very important. All right, food, yes. Noah? Wait, say it again? A Wi-Fi router. Okay, I mean, maybe yes. Okay, Alana. Beautiful. Clothes, yes. Noah? A tent, awesome, yes. A towel. Yes, I also read that book. Excellent. All the science fiction dorks, so we all got that one. Yeah. A suitcase. Awesome. All right, these are fabulous answers. Fabulous answers. And this is the scenario that our ancestors had to face in this week's Torah portion when they were told they were going to have to leave Egypt where they had been slaves, and they were going to follow Moses wherever he took them. And the reason that I know that they only had 18 minutes to decide what to pack is, you remember that time when we're talking about the Passover story, when we're all having our seders together, and you're told that Israelites had to leave so quickly that their bread didn't have time to rise, and so they had to eat matzah. Exactly. All right, well, matzah takes 18 minutes to rise. So that's how I know they only had 18 minutes. And we know that the Israelites, they took their matzah with them. We know that they also took their gold with them, their gold jewelry, because a few weeks from now, they're going to get a little panicky and they're going to use all that gold to build a golden calf. We know that they brought some clothes, they brought some material because they were going to end up having to build this giant tent in the wilderness. So no, you were right about the idea of a tent. But there is one person who brings something very, very different than everyone else, and that is Miriam. Now, you've probably heard about Miriam before. Miriam is Moses' sister, and they are really kind of the stars of our story these past few weeks. You remember that in the beginning of Exodus, that Pharaoh says that all of the Jewish babies, all of the Jewish boy babies have to be killed. And so Moses' mom puts him in a basket, sends him down the river. But Miriam is courageous enough to know that she has to follow him as his basket is flowing down the river, and is able to then follow him to the Pharaoh's household and to suggest, hey, maybe you could use someone to be a nursemaid. And so her family is all able to stay together. And so Miriam and Moses, they have been on this journey until this very week's Torah portion, when God finally helps Moses let the Israelites go from slavery in Egypt. And as they're crossing the sea, we see in this week's Torah portion that they start singing. And there's two songs. That's why this Shabbat is called Shabbat Shira, because of these songs. Now, one of the songs is what Sloan is going to chant for us tomorrow. And it is super cool. If you have never either seen what this particular Torah portion looks like, it looks like a totally different Torah portion than anything else in the Torah. And it also sounds really different. So, normally the cantillation, the trope that you hear in the Torah, it sounds like da da na 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 na, something like that. But this week it sounds totally different, and you even, I guarantee, actually know some of the words from this week's Torah portion. Roland, it's your favorite, but the tune is a little bit different. It goes, Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, norati laodo sefele. And the whole part of Moses' song is beautiful and sounds like that very different kind of chant. Miriam's song, on the other hand, is only like 2 lines. It's super short, There's not a cool chant that goes along with it. But at the very beginning of her song, it says, "And Miriam took her timbrel in her hand, and all the women followed her." Now, a timbrel is, oh no, there's way more. Don't worry about it. I know, we're getting excited. So the timbrel is, it is an instrument because Miriam knew that of all of the important things that the people would need when they were traveling through the darkness, when they were going somewhere where they'd never been before, that along with all of those necessities, the tent and the food and the water and all of those other important things, that they were going to need to sing. She understood that somehow the people would need something to be able to keep their spirits up, and it's important that she took with her a timbrel. She did not take with her a harmonica or a guitar or whatever the biblical versions of those would be. There were not going to be any solos by Miriam here. This was not going to be a concert. She took an instrument with her that was only for the sole purpose of encouraging others to sing along with her. Okay, so I'm going to stop for a minute and talk about Taylor Swift. Now, I recognize that not everyone likes Taylor Swift. In fact, she's a little bit divisive, so I just want to say right away that on the one hand, I am a Swiftie. I'm a really big Taylor Swift fan. On the other hand, I kind of think that all of her songs sound the same. So now I've offended everyone. Don't worry about it. But whether or not you like Taylor Swift, there's clearly something going on here. Because not in my lifetime, not I think probably in any of our lifetimes, can I think of one artist who has brought so many people together and been able to create not just music, but really like a social experience. What Taylor Swift has done in all of her concerts and all of her music is somehow she is able to bring together generations of people. She's able to do so by singing authentically about whatever it is she's experiencing. She's able to do so in a way that really actually portrays kind of lovely values. I mean, you go to the concert, you go to the movie, and people are trading friendship bracelets, for God's sakes. I mean, really, this is a lovely thing. There is something about what she has done. But here's the thing. This is now me being a music snob. Forgive me here. Taylor Swift is no Aretha Franklin. Mm-hmm. She's no Whitney Houston. She's no Nina Simone. She cannot sing like those ladies. Taylor Swift is kind of just singing. And because of that, what she does is she encourages you to sing along with her. She is not trying to be up there having a big solo moment. She wants you to sing, and it is as good as if she were up there with a timbrel in her hand. Because she is trying to find some way to recognize that in these very, very dark times, when we have no idea what's ahead of us, we don't know if it's going to be better or worse than what's behind us, but what we need to do is just be able to sing, to have some experience that is authentic and brings all of us together in a time of joy that gets us to the next day in whatever's ahead. You know, the thing about the Torah is that our sacred scriptures, they're filled with all of these laws and all of these models of what it means to be a person, about what it means to be in a family, about what it is to be responsible and to fit in these wonderful little roles of really what it means to be Jewish and live that ideal life. But you know, Miriam, she doesn't follow any of those rules. She is a good person, yes, but she never gets married. She never has children. She never has some sort of a job like her brothers do. All she wants to do is be able to live there as her own authentic self and to try to inspire others to do the same. Now, I'm not saying that any of us are going to be like Taylor Swift. I'm not saying that any of us are going to be a Miriam. But we, as the descendants of Miriam, should recognize what is happening and say, well, why can't we be? I mean, we can't all date, what's his name, Travis Kelce. We can't all actually be Taylor, but we can be some sort of leader. We can be the kind of people who lift our symbolic timbrels in our hand and say, when it is dark and scary ahead, why not sing? Why not sing loud? Why not sing in a way that everyone just wants to be with you and have just as much fun? So, my friends, let's find a way to do it. Let's sing loud. Let's be our own independent selves, following maybe the teachings in the Torah, but also recognize that each of us can do it a little bit differently and find some way to lead ourselves and our family and our loved ones to whatever is once we get through the darkness. Okay, now you know that we couldn't talk about Miriam without actually singing Miriam's song. So, Rob is so ready because I never let him sing this one, but he's so ready. So, on page 342, if you will, we have to sing it.
And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing the song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. And Miriam was a weaver of unique variety. The tapestry she wove was one which sang our history. With every thread and every strand she crafted her delight. A woman touched with spirit, she dances toward the light. And the women dancing with their timbrels follow Miriam as she sang her song. Sing the song to one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. As Miriam stood upon the shores and gazed across the sea, the wonder of this miracle she soon came to believe. Whoever thought the sea would part with an outstretched hand, and we would march to freedom and march to the promised land. And the women dancing with their timbrels follow Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. And Miriam the prophet took her timbrel in her hand, and all the women followed her just as she had planned. Miriam raised her voice in song, she sang with praise and might. We just lived through a miracle, we're gonna dance tonight. And the women dancing with their timbrels follow Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long.
Sonia gets her bonus points because she was the only one dancing. Later on, she will offer you lessons in case you were wondering. So I'll ask you, if you will, now to please rise on page 282 for the Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שמו חלקנו ההם, בגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני
echad u'shemo echad.
So before we turn to our concluding prayers, I want to offer you just a reading for Tu B'Shvat. This is actually a song that is a rather joyous song that we often do on Tu B'Shvat, but the words to me seemed to resonate a little bit more deeply this year than in years past. The words go like this in English. The almond tree is blooming and a golden sun shines. Birds from the top of every roof bring tidings of the coming of the festival. Tu B'Shvat has arrived, the festival of trees. We will plant every mountain and hill from Dan to Beersheba. We will once again inherit our land, a land of olives, milk, and honey. Tu B'Shvat has arrived, the festival of the trees. We think, especially now, of all of our loved ones in Israel, and are hoping that some of them can find a way to be able to rejoice on this day that is such a joyful time in Israel. But we know that so many of our hearts are broken, as are theirs, as we still continue to fight against terrorism, as we still pray for those who are hostages. And so our hearts go out to all of those people who are in Israel and who are touched by this horrible war, on Tu B'Shvat especially, and we hope that peace in a time for planting trees comes again soon. And so too, at this time, as our hearts are filled with just a little bit of sadness on this joyous day, we recall with love the names of those taken from us in recent days. And our hearts go out to their families in sympathy as we recall their names: Emily Alper, Mary Mills Kennedy, and Jay Schwartz. And we now recall the names of those, the anniversary of whose death occurs on this Shabbat, and whose names have been inscribed in the archives of our congregation or on the Wall of Honor for perpetual memorial: Pauline O. Ach, Maxine R. Bear, Dr. R. Scott Berger, Leona Bernard, Abraham Brickman, Charles Cohn, Myrna Cohn, Margaret Dash, Julius Davis, Michael Edlin, Robert Simone Eisman, Charles Elias, Elaine Elias, Lily Ellman, Walter Gelber, Joseph Glazer, Jeannie Goldberg, Stanley Martin Goodman, Selma Gould, Mildred Greenblatt, Sadie Greenblatt, Sally Greenblatt, Isaac Greenfield, Louis Greenspan, Gertrude Greger, Barney Grossberg, Patricia Grossberg, Harry Horn, Catherine Glazer Jacobs, Marie Jacobs, Harold Jungman, Donald Katz, Ralph Kaufman, Ann Trepp Koenigsberg, David Kriegshaber, Carolyn Cutton, Jacob Laufer, Fred Laderman, Teresa Hausman Lowenberg, Hattie Levy Loisheim, William B. Milius, Judith Gelfand Minkin, Lizzie Newman, Dr. Harry Offenbach, Annie Pimentel Pasternak, Mitchell Perlmetter, Molly Remmel, Peggy Ross, Ida Rothman, Louis Sachs, Cyril Schlansky, Irving Schwartz, Bonnie Schur, Shirley Siegel, Loretta Greenblatt Silvermans, Bertha Seitman, Lois Sloofman, Esther Spitz, Dr. Silas Starr, Jerry Steele, Jenny Stein, Alfred Steindecker, Eva Gregor Steiner, Edward Stillman, Lillian Nathanson Sussman, Arthur Tucker, Gustava Vorhaus, Louis Waldman, William Waldman, and Jane J.J. Wasserman. So thinking of each of them and the names we keep in our hearts, we turn to the words of the Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ba'alma divorach hirute v'yamlich machute, b'chayachon uvyomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'emru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach la'alam olmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha barichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechmata. Da'amiran ba'alma v'emru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al Yisrael v'emru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al Yisrael v'emru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. We say, Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru. Amen. So I think we are going to close tonight the same way we started. If you were paying attention, you'll know it. But the words, again, are Hine Matov, and they can be found, we're just going to start over on page 10.
Yadadai, yadadai, Hine Matov. Yadadai, yadadai, Umanai. Yadadai, yadadai, Shevet Achim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Again. Yadadai, yadadai, Hine Matov. Yadadai, yadadai, Umanai. Yadadai, yadadai, Shevet Achim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Let's light up the world, oh brothers and sisters, together with peace and love. Bring light to the world, oh sisters and brothers, and sing Hine Matov. Yadadai, yadadai, Hine Matov. Yadadai, yadadai, Umanai. Yadadai, yadadai, Shevet Achim. Shevet Achim Gam Yachad.
Shabbat shalom and
Shabbat
Chag
shalom.
Sameach, everyone.